Are you excited for spring break?
Not really,
Why?
because it just leads to more disappointment and more work.
I mean, that just sounds like life.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess the two go hand in hand.
Do you have any plans at least?
Yeah, we're going to Boston.
You don't like Boston, do you?
I've never been to Boston.
I would imagine that you hate Boston because it has your least favorite sports teams. It has tons of seafood. Am I missing
It has
anything?
seafood. I thought it was like Irish. Irish
Like
people don't eat seafood.
like clam chowder and lobster. Like I think there's tons of seafood in Boston. Lobster rolls.
I know they have a Little Italy that we're hitting up.
You
It's
would
like
find the little
much
Italy.
better than Manhattan's.
I didn't know that.
I mean, Manhattan's doesn't exist anymore.
That is
I
confusing.
don't want to say why, but
I mean, there's a good reason. It was overtaken by a superior cuisine.
there you go.
But you know what? You do manage to find Italian food everywhere we go. This is an unnatural transition, but I was going to open it up with, do you know what's going to be happening the day this episode releases?
I was about to say, is it the anniversary of us in Japan?
5 years.
It's been that long.
Oh yeah, 2017, man.
Oh my God. And we can't go back yet because of the world.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, we're going to go back, obviously, at some point together, you and I, because it was so great the first time. Your lack of a reaction is concerning to me.
Oh God, I hope they keep their borders closed.
I can't wait till we go back.
Oh my goodness. Welcome to S Class, the highest tier in podcasting. Joining with me today is the Daimyo of Datebayos. It is Robert.
Everything is okay. That's what
And-
Databayo means, right?
I think that's the Daijobu is what you're trying to say.
Oh, what did I say? What is
Databayo
Databayo?
is
Isn't it
what-
Naruto's just random made up
Naruto's
term?
random talk phrase.
Great.
As always, I am your host, the Shogun of S Class, Justin.
What is the thing Gash says? Anu? Another made up term.
I think anu means yes, but I don't know if that's like kid speak or if that is also a made up term.
I think it's made up.
Very possible. I love it though. Much more than
Anu.
Databayo.
Databayo is worthless.
Robert, what are we talking about today?
Oh, I have no idea. Probably some sort of anime and manga update, and then our video game update, and then whatever else is happening in the world.
I don't think
Right.
there's anything happening in the world. I'm looking at the docket. That part looks very blank.
Yeah, there's not too much news in our industry.
I'm going to reel it back a little bit. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Robert, can you start us off with Spy X Family?
Oh yeah, the anime started.
I watched it
pretty good.
last night at like
Yeah.
2 a.m. or something like that. And
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. It was good.
Yeah. I mean, it's content we've already consumed, so it's not like it was anything fresh or new or crazy, but I enjoyed it.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be perfectly well adapted. I don't think it's going to blow me out of the water. It made me laugh. The voice acting was excellent, like good choices for Twilight and Anya.
I mean, ultimately, it's a slice of life anime. Yeah, there is some action, but at the end of the day, it's a slice of life. So there's not too much more you can do with it as an anime than a manga.
I guess, yeah, I mean, like the art direction was good. It
Yeah,
wasn't like
no,
blow you away, but overall, like it's sad to say, but it was just good.
yeah, but I wasn't expecting much more than that. What
No,
more
no,
could you do with it?
I guess I say it's sad to say just because we don't have that much to add to it. It's not that
Yeah.
like I'm perfectly happy with what it is, and I had no expectations. I'm always worried when they adapt something, and I'm like, this is gonna be solid.
I'm kind of annoyed we didn't get the opening theme in the first episode, though.
The ending was super nice, though.
It was,
I listened to it all the way through, and it was just a few scrolling pictures, and I was like, oh, this is real soothing.
but I really want to see what the opening theme is. It's either going to be really like hardcore, awesome, like leading into action, or it's going to be really subdued.
I think it's going to be very like 007, where it kind of has like silhouettes and panning like target
Oh,
shots.
that would be awesome. That's what
I
I'm hoping
think-
for.
I think that's what they're going to go with, and it's going to be like
I'm-
fun and upbeat.
I'd be down with that.
I'm excited. Now, like the more that I'm talking about it, just because I literally consumed it like 7 hours ago, the more excited I am that this is a weekly because we don't get enough Spy Family in our life.
That's right. We get Spy Family like once every 3 weeks as manga, so it's going to be nice to get some constant content from it.
And it's nice that it's kind of like a fresh reminder of what's going on. And there is one thing I want to touch on that definitely happened in the manga as well. But why does Twilight take off his face as he's about to fight bad guys every single time?
He wants them to know.
He's like, don't turn around. But it's like, dude, you literally had a mask on 3 minutes ago. You could have just kept that on and done this whole thing.
He wants them to know.
He also beats the heck out of two guys and then lets them free.
Yeah, I thought he was more of an assassin, not an assassin, but like had no problem killing. But I think they wanted to make clear that now that he has Anya, his, morals are changing a little bit.
I know, but it could have just been wrapped up by saying, oh, I sent these guys to spy jail and come pick these guys up.
4Kids Yu-Gi-Oh! There's no Shadow Realm.
No, it literally could have been like he could have called the girl with the glasses and the hat, be like, hey, I got these guys who tried to attack me. Please pick them up because they've seen my identity. Like now it's like these random guys now know his identity and it's okay. I know
it wasn't a random guy, it was a diplomat.
No. The two underlings who attacked him in the house.
Yeah.
The mooks, yes. You're getting ready for Boston already, huh?
The mooks.
Okay, good news on Spy Family.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Then I will go next. I finished Vinland Saga, the anime, last night as well. I think you and our friend Kevin have been recommending this to me for years, but like I knew that it was going to be heavy. I think this is what they call one of like the four kings of seinen, along with Berserk, Kingdom, and Vagabond. I've read Berserk and Vagabond. And I'm just like, I don't know if my brain needs this right now. And I've been saying that for 5 to 7 years or something like that. And I finally watched it. It was awesome. The first half was amazing. Thor's is like the manliest husbando I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Like the dude, like the one part that really kills me is like when they're in the boat and they give him the giant oar and he's like, come on guys. And he's doing one oar that's like a fucking pizza paddle. And I was like, this feels so unreal. It's ridiculous.
He's an absolute champion.
He's just the fucking best. Yeah. And the other scene I want to call out is the part with the boat on the land where they invade the French fort.
Look, it's not a realistic depiction.
Isn't it
Vikings.
though? Maybe
it might be.
is.
We don't know for sure.
I bet they could have handled that. I don't know. I've seen the meme before, but seeing it in person, I was like laughing out loud of how ridiculous it is. You
see, I want to touch upon that though, because I never really felt it was as heavy as, some people made it out to be.
It wasn't. No, it certainly wasn't. It's sad.
As far as seinen goes, I think it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of light, honestly.
It's definitely more palatable than Berserk by all means.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And you just don't feel that same pain and intensity that you do with Berserk, with Vinland Saga.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they have to put a seinen label on it because the first 30 seconds is Thor's cutting like a dozen people in half.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely violent, but I never feel like it's too much where I can't handle it. Because I'm a person that does not like violent series overall.
No, I've never grimaced reading or watching it. I'm not. Let me ask you your opinion on a couple things. Number one is how is the pacing after the invasion on London? Like for the anime, I loved everything up until London. Then they kind of get into this part where they keep running away from Thorkel. I know it's been a couple of years since you've read it, but it just kind of drags out for a good 8 to 10 episodes. I'd say. Like I enjoyed the episodes, but they were slow. I
mean, having read it, I then tried to watch the anime, but I felt the anime was just a little too slow. Okay. That I didn't. It felt redundant to watch it after reading the manga. So I could understand why you felt some of the pacing was a little off. I just thought from episode 1 of the anime that I was like, all right, I don't really think I need to consume Vinland Saga again.
Okay, that's fair. It didn't really feel like anything new was happening for you.
Yeah, it felt a little unnecessary from my point of view. I can understand why people love it because Vinland Saga is a great story, but I didn't need it twice.
Yeah, to that point, I think overall, it's a great story. I think I really enjoyed the first half, but I think when they start turning into like politicking, I was like, this probably just isn't as much for me. I'm gonna switch over to the manga eventually this year, but the adventure revenge plot was more interesting than the politicking part.
Absolutely, but the manga goes through strange stages between arcs.
I mean, I've heard of Farmland because of you, and holy shit. Like let's say I was like at the A level for the first half. Then it dips down to like a C plus B minus level. And then the last episode's like, what the fuck? Like end of prologue. I was like mind blown. I was like, what's going to happen next?
It's just crazy because you consume so much content. I think in the manga it was like 50, 60 chapters, and it just says end of prologue. And I was like, wait, what?
But I mean, yeah, the end of prologue thing you mentioned to me, but just like what happens in that last episode, chapter, I'm just like, well, I wasn't expecting that at all.
I know that, but more so for me, it was just like this manga was probably going on for like 4 years and it just finished its prologue.
I guess I'm not going to say anything. If you haven't read Vinland Saga, you're okay with a little bit of blood and gore, then read it, watch it. It's pretty cool.
And it's not too intense as far as seinen goes.
There's just like a little bit of gore. Some people get cut in half and stuff, but like not too bad.
No.
Robert, let's switch gears into Catch These Hands.
This was my first ever Yuri manga.
I gotta look this up. What is Catch These Hands?
I really enjoyed it.
Can you give me a plot summary?
2 former high school delinquents that used to fight each other from opposing schools end up dating.
Oh, they're female delinquents.
Yes, hijinks ensue.
Did you finish it?
I did. It was 4 volumes. I very much enjoyed it.
They're so cute. They don't look like delinquents.
Well, they're trying to move on from that stage of their life.
I like her long.
However, they can't run away from who they are.
Which is who? Who are they?
I don't remember their names. That was secondary.
So this is like a slice of life?
Yeah, it's like a rom-com.
It looks like the drawing style just looks like very not dramatic. It looks very fun.
It's not the least bit dramatic. It was cute.
Okay. So
I will read more Yuri.
So if you're looking for a Yuri, Catch These Hands is a good entry.
It was very good. It was very simple. You know what? It is definitely a good entry point for Yuri because there's no like overtly inappropriate things or anything like that. It's just very wholesome.
I was going to ask what the spice level was.
No, we're like 4 volumes leading up to a handhold. So
I wanted some like ghost pepper shit.
Whoa, no. This is not high on the scale.
Okay. So it's just like a little sweet.
Yeah, what is the pepper scale, the spice scale, the Scoville meter,
scale?
You know, this is very low on the Scoville.
This might be like a green pepper.
Yeah. This is an accent in your cooking.
Okay, great. I might check this out. For 4 volumes, I'm down.
Yeah, it's very quick. I finished in like an hour.
I'm sorry that I keep having these longer rants compared to your short ones.
But I mean, what is there to say about an entry-level Yuri manga? Honestly,
I guess comparing 4 volumes of that compared to 24 episodes of Vinland Saga, it sort of makes sense.
Yeah. It's a little different.
Also, I realized as I asked you, what is Catch These Hands about? I didn't explain what Vinland Saga was about. Just it's about Vikings. That's it.
Vikings. Leif Erikson and Vikings.
Yeah. Barely about Leif Erikson, but yeah, Vikings.
There's more Leif Erikson.
Okay, good. Let's see. Okay, I read Real. Have you heard of this before?
I really, really need to read Real as well. I know about it, yeah.
I didn't read it for the same reasons as Vinland Saga, just because like I've seen it being scanlated for years, and I was just like, this feels like it's going to be heavy. It's about wheelchair basketball. It's written by the same person who did Slam Dunk and Vagabond. And honestly, weirdly enough, this might be his best work.
No.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love Slam Dunk. I think it's in my top 2 between this and Slam Dunk. And I know that's sacrilege for some people because people put Vagabond on this pedestal. And I like Vagabond. But man, this is really great. And it's only like 70, 80 chapters out.
Let me ask you this. And this is one of the reasons I haven't touched this or Vagabond yet, is my concern that it won't be finished.
Vagabond never did finish. I think you should still read it, but it's just kind of Vagabond, in my opinion, is a little bit slow and very philosophical, and it deserves a reread for me because I read it when I was like 15.
Right.
This is a quarterly release, and I don't know if it's ever going to finish, but it seems like because we're like 80 chapters in, it only releases every quarter or so, and I'd say we're less than halfway through.
Yeah,
I mean,
it could be rough to finish.
Like, we've gotten enough development. If you want to speed things along and have a certain matchup happen, he could rush it. But I mean, if he writes this till he dies and like it gets up to 150, 160, and that's where it ends, like that's fine. Like he has to feel passionate about it to write it, I think. Can I give you a little bit of a synopsis just to maybe entice you a little bit? Because I know you want to
absolutely,
read it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason it's called Real is because, in my opinion, it's just this very real story about these three guys, these three high school kids, and these could all be very actual people. And it kind of talks about these like people living on the outer edges of society, the people who are forgotten about, kind of looked at less than. There's one character called Togawa. He was an ex-sprinter who gets cancer and loses his leg to save him from the cancer. And he joins wheelchair basketball as an outlet for his athletics. This character called Nomiya, he's my favorite. He's a high school delinquent who loves basketball. Like at the very beginning of the series, he has an afro for Kobe Bryant. And then like he's like drops out of school, loses his way, is trying to like find his philosophy in life. And he's like, I got to start a new life. He shaves off his entire head. He's like, now I'm like Michael. Like he's an idiot.
Refresh.
People don't. He just doesn't get it. But he just really loves basketball. He's trying to figure out how to figure out life. And this third character is called Takahashi, who's like the popular guy in school, captain of the basketball club, and he's a total dickhead. Like he looks at people and he constantly ranking them. He's like, "Oh, I'm an A rank. That person's a C. That person's an E."
Oh, it's perfect for our podcast.
Sounds familiar. He hasn't found an S class because he hasn't met the two of us yet. Their three journeys somehow collide. I won't spoil it. I would say just read it. And the thing is, I'd say Slam Dunk is a basketball manga, and this is a manga about people who like basketball,
who happen to play basketball.
Yeah, that's the difference. It's more like, what could you tell me about Miyagi besides that he loves Ayako-chan and basketball?
What else matters, though?
Exactly. These people, you can see like every shade of their life, and it's progressing, and it's
more character focused.
Yeah. And the last thing I want to focus on or mention is that the basketball. Oh, you know what? Two things. First is just describing wheelchair basketball. Like it's very educational and it's cool because like you would never learn about these things if otherwise. Just the main rule of wheelchair basketball is that people are graded on a scale of 1 to 4.5 based on their disability. And your team of 5 has to be cannot be higher than 14 points. So 1 being the most disabled. So let's say you're a paraplegic, you have no ability to move from the chest down. So you have like very limited ability. And then someone who like our main character, Togawa, who is fully able, he's just missing below the knee on one leg. So he's just like you and I, he has full capability. He'd be a 4.5. So you can't just stack your team full of those people. And it's sort of making the most out of your team. Like if me and you were to join a wheelchair basketball team, like as is, we'd be 4.5s, but we'd be fucking terrible.
Well, yeah, we're not good at basketball. That's the problem.
We're not good at basketball. We don't know how to use a wheelchair. So it's like you want someone who can maximize their ability at that level, and you have to make the most out of your team. So I thought that was
interesting.
Interesting part.
All the structuring of that.
Yeah, like the strategy portion. And the last thing is that the best match in the entire series thus far is a wrestling match. And that is it.
Honestly, though, the best match in Slam Dunk was judo. So I'm not surprised.
Shut up. Get out of here. Okay, that's enough about me rambling. Robert, I'm going to throw it back to you, tie it up with Gash Bell reread.
Oh my God. It's still as good as I remembered, if not better.
It's really sweet. It's really fun.
I was kind of worried that like going back to Gash Bell, that it would be partially based on nostalgia, how much we love it. But it is honestly still the best battle shonen there is. It's still the best series around. I mean, it's still my favorite series, but strictly as a battle shonen, it's perfect.
How far along are you?
About 100 chapters in.
What's happening at that point?
We're going after Zophis.
Oh, Zophis. Yeah. That's awesome.
What I didn't realize, reading it as opposed to, because I never read it from the start, because we watched it originally and then switched to the manga, is how little time we spend with Folgore and Kanchome up until this point. This is really the first time where they team up together. And we get little bits and pieces of Kanchime and Fulgore, but like I feel like in the anime we got more of it.
I want to say it's like literally 3 chapters. It's like they meet, they fight, and then he's out harassing people while going to the hospital, like on his way to the hospital.
And then we get another one where they have to rescue the sheep in Italy when Kanchome gets kidnapped by the circus.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, it's hilarious.
What inspired this reread?
I think just Gash Bell 2 coming out and it being so awesome that I was like, okay, I need to redo this. I need more Kiyomaru. I can't wait monthly for Gash Bell.
Sounds like an exciting journey. I'll reread it one day. I don't think we need to explain Gash Bell. I think we've talked about it in like half of our YouTube videos.
I mean, we constantly talk about Gash Bell. It's the Shakespeare of anime.
The Macbeth of anime. No, Macbeth.
Truly the greatest piece of literature.
They'll be teaching in
nothing
schools
else that needs to be said. It is the ultimate tournament arc. The whole thing is a tournament arc.
Makes the Dark Tournament look like baby shit.
It really does, though. And I love the Dark Tournament.
And this is literally about babies. But anyway.
That's true.
Robert, let's switch gears. Let's talk video games. Can you start us off with...
I've had a big month.
I see you playing things while I'm playing things. You want to start out with MLB or Kirby?
Oh, no. Kirby's awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah. Cassie and I have played through the whole game. We just beat it a few days ago.
How many hours?
It's only like a 10, 15 hour game.
That's really short for 60.
It's short,
bucks,
but it was worth it. It was a lot of fun, and it's like a better version of Mario 3D World for people that have played that. It's like 10 times better than that. It has so much more personality, so much more soul, so much more cuteness, and the multiplayer was fantastic because my wife is not great at video games, but she was able to like play along like the whole journey, and like we're able to actually play the game together, which is amazing. Like it was so much fun.
Does Bandana D get suck up abilities, or does he just
gets his spear. He gets his little spear that he can throw, he can hover with, he can smack people around with.
Who did you play as?
Well, I was Kirby.
So you didn't even let your wife play the fun part?
No, she didn't get to play the fun parts with Kirby.
You're a dick.
Well, I wanted to be Kirby. I paid for the game.
Oh my goodness.
It was great though. It was fantastic.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, no, I definitely recommend it, especially for people that want like an easygoing multiplayer game.
Okay, very cool. I played a game called Monster Sanctuary. It is like Metroidvania Pokemon. Have you heard of it?
Oh, that sounds interesting. No, I haven't played it.
I think you'll really like it. I don't think it's like amazing. I give it like a B+ after plugging in 15, 20 hours. I will say, number one, right now it is $6.79, which is why I bought it. I think the sale ends in like a week or so I'd check it out. It ruined my life for the last week. I've been up very late.
Got addicted?
Yeah, I have a problem.
I know you do.
Yeah, that's why I don't play video games, because whenever I do, it just like ruins my life. So I've put it down. I said that multiple times this week, and I keep picking it back up. You start off with either a water wolf, an earth frog, a fire lion, or an air bird. So it's like 4 choices instead of 3.
What is an air bird? What kind of bird isn't an air bird?
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's just the element. It could have been a fire bird. It's an air bird. I went with the wolf because the other options sound like shit compared to a wolf.
Yeah, air bird is a bit redundant.
Who chooses the air bird over the water ice wolf? Like, what the fuck? Sorry, you had a thing to say.
But I agree. It's a game of Magic, and you're choosing the bird.
Yeah.
Whose secondary ability is being a bird.
Well, you know what? If you pick the bird, you kind of get like a little bit of easy mode, because the cool thing, here's the differentiating factors for this from Pokemon. Besides, number one, Metroidvania platformer. So it's kind of more adventure-y rather than this 2D map world that you're walking around. I think that's way better. Second thing is every single monster has their own unique ability. I mean, some have similar abilities, but for example, the airbird lets you fly and reach places in the map that you wouldn't normally be able to reach. So it's sort of like every single monster has their own special HM in a way, so that can interact with the overworld. You have like some guys who can break certain blocks, some guys who can burn vines that are in your way, etc.
Okay, I'm looking at the trailer right now. Airbird looks awesome.
Fuck off. Airbird sucks. I would have gone with the toad if it was not for Water Wolf. Yeah. So besides being able to interact with the overworld, there's like a lot of what's the term? Like quality of life things that make it easier for you. Number one, there's
Oh, okay. Yeah.
you have a party of 6, but your party is literally unlimited, and they all stay with you for. So I had a party of like 35 at one point before I dropped them off at my farm. But like, you don't have to keep running back to your PC, get an HM slave. All those like little annoying parts about Pokemon are totally gone because you can just hold on to every single person. My team is composed of a couple of guys. I have my water dog. I named it after my dog, so his name is Daffy, or her name is Daffy. I have a 2-headed fire-breathing snake called Mitsumata, named after the ranking of king snake. I have this fat fish that I have named Jinbei that really likes punching things.
Oh, that's a good name.
And I have a Tengu monster called Soga King. So that's part of my team right now.
That's beautiful. I love the art style. Like the 2D pixel art is
and the pixel art's gorgeous. I'd say it's not groundbreaking. It's easy, but also the trainer battles can be pretty challenging. Like I've lost quite a few times in the trainer battles. So I'd recommend it for $7. It's a great deal.
It looks pretty good. I might actually pick it up.
Mm-hmm. Check it out. I think it's definitely up your alley. It's like a 40-hour game, like 30, 40-hour
Oh, wow.
game.
Okay.
So you're getting your bang for your buck.
A little bit more than Kirby.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I need to put it on hold. I'm like halfway through, but I need a freeze. Robert, let's talk about MLB The Show.
Ugh. This is a game that I'm going to end up putting like 80 hours into. And then once like I'm finally done with it, I'm going to say how much I hated it.
You gave that like I was like,
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't like it.
MLB The Show has been PlayStation exclusive forever, ever since it existed. This is the first year it came out on Nintendo and Xbox. The problem isn't that it's, a worse game on the Switch. The problem is that it's the same game that I played on the PS4 8 years ago. The problem is it's worse than the game I played on Xbox 360 when it wasn't even MLB The Show, when a different company was making the baseball games 15 years ago. It's just, there's no effort put into it.
Is it different than regular baseball games, or this is the baseball game?
No, this is the definitive baseball game.
Okay.
And it's fine. It plays as you would expect it to. It's just after all these years, there's nothing about it that feels like they put effort into it. And I'm not asking for gameplay innovations or anything like that, but the like my player mode, which is what I enjoy the most, is completely devoid of any personality or any effort. It's absolute garbage, but it's addicting. It's fun to play. It's fun to like try to get your, players' stats growing and get called up to the big leagues and like win MVPs and stuff like that. It's a fun gameplay loop, but it's the exact same as it was, in the prior games. And there's no like extra things going on. There's no like teammate interactions. There's no, even in, in NBA 2K, they have like endorsements and, there's a little like town you can walk around in and like interact with an environment. There's nothing in this game.
That sounds disappointing.
It is. I figured at this point there might be something new, but it's not. It's the exact same game I've played already.
What position is your player? Your make your own player?
He's a catcher, just like I play in softball.
Excellent. I'm sorry to hear that it's not innovative, but you know what? Let me ask you a question.
It sucks, and I'll play it for hours upon hours.
Is there a juice box mechanic like backyard baseball?
No, not like backyard baseball. There's no juice box mechanic. It's worthless.
I'm glad you got the reference.
No juice box, 2 out of 10.
Okay, let's scoot over to big news. Morgan's breaking news. We have nothing.
Is there any breaking news?
I was literally looking for breaking news like last night. I was like, none of this seems breaking. None of this seems interesting.
Really nothing happening in our world, is there?
No, not in the Switch world. I haven't heard anything about the what's that stupid console we have a bet on at the end of the year.
Oh, the the Steam Deck.
That thing, yeah. Like I haven't heard shit about that. I don't know. I don't care about video games right now.
No. I mean, Sonic 2 movie came out. People seem to be have opinions about that. Yeah.
Are we gonna go on a date and watch that?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay, I'm down. Like, you gonna buy me?
Did you see the first one though?
No, I don't care. Sonic.
I guess the story's not too heavy. I think we'll be okay.
Okay, you can take me out on a Tuesday date when there's like a free ticket. I'll buy the popcorn, you buy the sodas.
Oh, perfect. I don't drink soda, but you can. So
We
I'll
can
buy nothing. You buy
we
the
can
popcorn. I buy nothing.
we can share a straw.
Oh, I don't drink water through a straw, though.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna find someone else to go on a date
No,
with.
come on. Oh, I blew it. Okay. Does that bother anyone else? I cannot drink water through a straw. I feel like I'm the only one.
I never drink water through a straw. My sister loves straws.
But with water,
Yeah, she has like 17 bottles and like 12,000 straws. It's
that's
just metal
ridiculous.
metal straws, paper straws, plastic straws.
No,
No, just
it
drink
ruins
it
the
out of
water for me.
just drink it out of the fucking topper like a normal person.
No, I'm with you. Okay. We're not so different then.
That's so different, you and I.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Okay, let's wrap this up, Robert. Emails. If
There's
you'd
no
like
chance in hell we have an email.
if you'd like to send us an email, you can email us at sclasspodcast@gmail.com, or you can send a question to Robert at our Instagram, sclass_YT. Let's see what we got here.
There's no chance that we have an email.
We have a couple of emails.
Oh dear God.
Robert, I will let you pick which one we take care of.
I don't know. What are the options?
I'd say one of these two. Oh, you can't see my screen.
You're making it very difficult for me to choose when you're not saying or showing me anything.
I'm really making an ass out of myself. I'm trying not to spoil the emails, because maybe we'll read one of these next time because we might not get
tend to do that. What would your manga be about? Oh, that sounds interesting.
Okay.
I like that one.
Hi, Justin and Rob. I really enjoyed your Bakuman podcast. If you were a mangaka, what would your manga be about? And what if you two were a duo? Thanks, Chris. I have a couple ideas. I feel like I've thought of this over the years. Do you have something?
No, I don't. I don't think I've ever thought about this.
At least for myself, I've always had this idea of a manga about this guy who is just like a normal corporate worker, but he graduates from college. He's like, oh, this is gonna be great. Like can't wait to get started. And like immediate time skip, he's like miserable. He's working like 80 hours, but he just keeps doing such a good job that he keeps getting promoted, but he's just trying to get fired.
It sounds like an autobiography.
A little bit. But it's like a gag manga where it's just like, oh, I fucked them up this time. They're gonna fire me. And they're like, oh, here's a promotion. It's like, fuck.
That sounds like fun. I like that idea.
Yeah, I haven't fleshed it out, but I've had that idea for like 5 years.
I think I would probably have like a cute animal, probably a cute little penguin. And it's very slice of life. It's just him living his life with other cute animals. And there would be very subtle, vulgar undertones that you're not sure if they're there or not, but they are.
What do you mean vulgar?
Under the facade of the cuteness. I don't know. I'd have to, plan it out.
I'm intrigued.
It would just be like, you wouldn't be sure if he's a murderer. You wouldn't be sure if he's a sexual deviant. All of these things would be maybe there. And like, there'd be theories online and people would always be talking about like, hey, I think this penguin might be, a murderer. And
like,
then
no,
people would be like, nah, what are you talking about? It's just a cute slice of life. It's like Yatsuba.
Oh my goodness. That sounds great. I feel like we should do this like not even for the channel, just for ourselves. We should do like a manga writing contest, like a one-shot contest, and then each other can be each other's editors.
That actually sounds awesome. That's like a fantastic idea.
Like a 10-page comic, totally rough, and just like be like, is this a good idea? I feel like it'd be fun.
I don't hate that idea. I think that could be a lot of fun.
Instead of playing Smash Bros.
I am a writer and you are an artist. At some point, we could collaborate.
We've collaborated on a book, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, we could make something happen.
What would our manga be about if it was the two of us? What genre are we going?
I think it would honestly be a mix of your idea and my idea. I think it would be like, it would definitely be a gag manga. And I think it would be your character mixed with my character. No, you know what?
A penguin at work.
Yes, but your character would be a dog and you would do all the work and then the penguin would get all the credit.
This sounds a lot like Agretsuko. I think we have something though. It's okay. It's not a spinoff. We thought of this on our own.
We did. This was right off the top of our head.
Let's see what happens in the future. This could be our big break. We could just say fuck this podcast and just become mangaka.
Yeah, we're gonna be in Shonen Jump.
It's a good thing you can write gags, like you're not like Akagi.
No. So I won't have a mental breakdown trying to think of gags.
I think we're set.
All right, we got a plan here. All right, so this is probably our last podcast episode.
Guys, don't email us, don't Instagram us. They're not going to get read because we're going to be famous mangaka.
See you losers never.
Later.